You're watching NFL Daily, and today's show is presented by Manscaped. If you're looking for the best news and rumors coverage on YouTube, you're in the right place. If you're looking for the best place to shave your balls, you're also in the right place. Head on over to manscaped.com where you guys can save 20% off and get free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. They just released the Lawnmower 4.0. Don't find yourself on the free agent market unless, you got to clean up down there. That's all I'm saying. All right, the first story coming up here is around Julio Jones, and what's the latest going on him? Is he done in Atlanta? So Julio was on Undisputed, whether or not he knew it or not, that still remains to be seen. Shannon Sharpe asked him, what's happening with you in Atlanta? And he goes on and says, I'm out of there. All I'm saying is this, if you get a phone call from Shannon Sharpe, don't pick it up because he's just going to blackmail you. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Jones doesn't want to play for the Dallas Cowboys. That's something that he said. Now, he was in Dallas. Apparently, he was repping a Cowboy sweatshirt, and why ever you're repping one and that's not the team you plan on going to, that remains to be seen or why he did that. But we're going to talk about Julio because he's one of the best in the biz, and in terms of moving on, it's probably going to happen after June 1st. So we did get the latest odds on what team is going to be able to go out and make a move for Julio. So the Patriots at minus 150. I'll tell you what, I saw that. My eyes were really, really open. The Titans, the Ravens. The Titans have made a big jump from the latest odds. The Packers, maybe that's enough to keep Aaron Rodgers there. Who knows? The 49ers, those are really intriguing odds to me. And then 5 more teams. The Indianapolis Colts, the Los Angeles Chargers, Eagles, Raiders, and New York Giants. But let's face it here. Every single NFL team should have at least a little bit of interest in Julio Jones because I don't care that he was a little bit banged up. He's one of the best in the biz, top 5 wide receiver when fully healthy. So what do y'all think? I want you to look into your crystal ball, or crystal balls because we are presented by Manscaped. Where will Julio play in 2021? When he's out there on the field, he is a true wide receiver one. Sure, some people are going to rip on his red zone ability, but you know what, man? I'm very confident that if he's going to give you 14 or plus more games, he's over 1,000 yards, he's over 80 catches, he's just almost too difficult to cover. So go down to the comment section, let me know, where will Julio Jones play in 2021? If he is traded, dude, we're just dropping everything that we had planned here at Chat Sports, and we're going to be making a video about it. We've already released some videos around the top teams that go out and trade for Julio Jones. So if you didn't know that, subscribe. And if your notifications aren't turned on, you might miss the breaking news of Julio Jones getting traded. So you see that link below, youtube.com/chatsportstv. You can click on that, or you can send it to some friends and tell them to subscribe as well. Let's look at some of these numbers from 9 games last season from my man Julio. 51 catches, 771 yards, 3 touchdowns. Again, the only thing that I've ever really heard people rip on him for is his ability to stay healthy or the fact that he can't always find the end zone, which maybe some of that is true, but I don't know. I think he's actually done a pretty good job of playing games. Sure, he's had injuries here and there. It can be a headache once in a while for fantasy owners, but we're not going to get into that. The next story here is also around Julio, and could he actually be going to the New England Patriots? Now, I saw this report out there, and you guys have to remember, when you see reports from certain entities like NBC Boston, and apparently they're saying that Julio wants to play with Cam Newton because, the Patriots have had internal discussions. Julio wants to go to a winning football team, and Cam Newton makes some sense. They also go on to say that one of the reasons why he wants to play with Cam Newton is because Matt Ryan has lost a little zing on his deep ball. All right, well, how about we start comparing Matt Ryan and Cam Newton in just terms of what they did last year? I don't know if Cam Newton lost zing on the football, but I also don't even know if Cam Newton could throw at football last year. Completion percentage, advantage Cam. Yards, Matt Ryan. Touchdown, Matt Ryan. Quarterback rating, Matt Ryan. INTs, sure, like Cam threw less. But, if you watched football last year, if you can honestly look at me and tell me that you thought Cam Newton could throw a football better than Matt Ryan, I would question you. And, realistically, I'm not an NFL quarterback, but there were certain times last year I'm like, where the hell is Cam throwing this ball? So I want you to pick one here. Who's the better quarterback? I want you to type CN for Cam Newton, or I want you to type MR for Matt Ryan. Just overall picture, which dude would you want slinging you the football if you're Julio Jones? I mean, I know there's going to be some people that type CN, which is totally fine. Maybe, he has a bounce back year because before the whole COVID thing happened, he was in the MVP discussion. But if I look at just the sample size of what I saw last season, I mean, come on, man. It's Matt Ryan. It's not even close. So for these people out there saying that Ryan lost a little zing on his football and that he wants to play with Cam Newton, dude, if that's the truth, then Julio needs to go out and figure out what he's trying to look at. That guy needs some glasses if he thinks that Cam Newton is a better quarterback than Matt Ryan at this point. I need to calm down here a little bit and to make sure that you guys don't get traded away or your girlfriend finds someone else. Hey, head on over to manscaped.com/chat where they just released the brand new Lawnmower 4.0. This thing is freaking wicked. It fits great in your hand, usually $89.99. I'm like Billy Mays here. You're cutting down the prices. Only $71.99. I've been told before that these products work so well. There is a guy here at Chat Sports. He had to get a vasectomy because he's got 3 daughters, and it was just out of control for him. So head on over to manscaped.com/chat. If you don't believe me, you can find out yourself, is all I'm saying. You're talking about 90 minutes straight that this thing's going to work. In the shower, and also, I can't really point to it, but you can kind of see there's those lights down there. It's going to show you how much battery life you have because you don't want to be that random guy that's shaving and you get halfway done and you're like, oh shit, my battery's dead. If the battery dies, that's a you problem. It literally tells you when it's down to 66, 33, and then empty. Imagine driving a car and you don't know how much gas you have. All I'm saying is you don't got to worry about that with Manscaped. Manscaped.com/chat, 20% off and free shipping on the best male grooming products. All right, let's talk about now Aaron Rodgers, and he wasn't at OTAs today, and some people were like, oh my goodness. Other people were like me, I mean, it really shouldn't surprise many people. If you don't know that Aaron Rodgers is having a little bit of a dilemma, not only are you not subscribed to Chat Sports, you live underneath a rock somewhere, and I don't know where that is. My grandmother uses her cell phone more than you do. But the fact that he didn't attend OTAs today is a little bit alarming because this is actually something that Rodgers usually attends to. And when you consider the fact that he's got all these issues and now he's not going, okay, if you're a Packers fan, you should be a little bit worried, despite the fact that they still have the highest odds in terms of the team that Rodgers is going to play on at -170. I mean, if I'm a Broncos fan, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I got to compete with Patrick Mahomes. You got a young guy in Justin Herbert. Say what you want about Derek Carr, but the Raiders are also sitting there at +600 odds. So you could see a real bidding war here, I think, between two big-time rivals in the AFC West, 220 to 600. The Browns, I'd be pretty surprised about. The Saints, I'd be pretty shocked about as well. Apparently, he wants to play on the West Coast. I guess Denver's in the West Coast now. I don't know. I'm not a geography major, math major. How I even graduated high school still remains to be seen. So here's Aaron Rodgers on the move. What team is he going to play for in 2021? I'll let you go down in those comments and let me know, because that's what Chat Sports is about. It's not about some random guy talking to himself in some room with another dude in front of a camera, because if that's all we did, it'd be pretty weird. I have told people before, like, hey, what do you do for work? Sometimes I film videos by myself or with another man. Just imagine some of the reactions you get. So where will Rodgers play in 2021? Go down in the comments and let me know. We're also going to talk about now Derek Carr, and could he be on his way to Green Bay? This is one of my favorite times of the year, just for the simple fact of people find stories, and then you know what? They're going to run with them. So according to this random guy from Fanside, he says, Carr, he could be the key to a Rodgers trade. All right, tell me why. Because Rodgers to Las Vegas makes sense. Because apparently, you know, Rodgers wants to do Jeopardy. Jeopardy's a short flight to Las Vegas. But wait a minute. You want to be able to keep Devontae Adams happy. At least that's what this guy's saying, which, sure, he's one of your better players. Derek Carr and Devontae Adams, they played together in college. So, bang, the key to getting Aaron Rodgers out of Green Bay is to get Derek Carr to Green Bay. All right, I'm at least listening to you. I'm talking about this here. So when he goes on to talk about what it could potentially cost, he says, first off, he throws out the name Mariota, Darren Waller, 3 first-round picks. And then he goes on to say, like, well, you could do 3 first-round picks and then 2 younger players. But the main thing that he talks about is Derek Carr, yet he doesn't give an actual trade in terms of what it would take for Carr. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this out here as host of the Raiders Report, and I'm curious what everyone at Chat Sports has to say, and I'm curious what Raider Nation has to say. What do y'all think of this trade idea? The Raiders get Aaron Rodgers. The Green Bay Packers get Derek Carr. Darren Waller, and a first-round pick in 2022. I would imagine if you're not a Raiders fan, you're like, okay, the Raiders win this one easily. I have a feeling, though, if you're a Raiders fan, you're like, oh, my God, they get ripped off. It's the greatest thing about sports because everyone argues. So what do y'all think here? Who wins this trade idea? Type R for the Raiders, type P for the Packers, and if you could, I want you to take a screenshot of this bad boy right now. I want you to put it on Twitter. I want you to put it on Instagram and tag me at Mitchell Renz 365. Let's see if we can get some people hyped up and get people a little bit crazy about what's going on during this trade idea. So type R for the Raiders, type P for the Packers. Who do y'all think wins this trade idea? Please go ahead down in the comments section and let me know.